Maybe out of luck.
Welcome to the next Got World to See travel video. So after leaving the USA, we're gonna spend a few layover days in Edinburgh, Scotland and in London. Let's get into it.
What am I becoming? I guess something's broken.
What is up? Welcome to this video and welcome to Edinburgh, Scotland. So today is like the first full day. I'm gonna take you around with us. So we're here in a hostel that we spent the last night, and the first time on our trip that we actually stayed in a hostel. I'm gonna say it like that. It was okay. The location is extremely good. We're in the city center, so like we're gonna go out in 2-3 minutes. We're gonna be like at the main sites that you can see here. And what we have been doing here for the last few hours is booking like our connecting flights to Asia basically. So in 7 days we're already going to be in 5 days we're already going to be in Singapore, and then we needed to have a connection, and we chose Thailand. It was kind of like, more or less a spontaneous decision. If you have ever been to Thailand and you can recommend anything, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, that's going to be very soon as well, but for now let's get into Edinburgh. So walking around here in like, a little bit quieter area of Edinburgh. Been walking right now already for a few hours, and at first we went to this place that's called Arthur's Seat. So it's like a hill. It looks very high, but actually just like a 20-30 minute walk, and from there you get like this, like an overview of the whole city. And now we're like on another viewpoint at the city center, you could say. It's called Calton Hill, and here's like the famous monuments of Edinburgh. The plan for the rest of the day is probably just gonna be like sit around here a little, relax, and then go into like the new city. So what you have seen mostly here was like the old town, the old city. So there, like, the streets are very narrow. There are a lot of like old houses, little like pubs and restaurants. And in the new city, it's like like any other bigger like main city in Europe, I would say. In other countries looks a little different in my opinion. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And in like and in already like 6-7 hours our bus to London is leaving. So we only had 2 days here, but I think we got kind of a good feeling for the city. What would you say? Because I've been here before, and it's like I feel like it's not that big of a city. You can walk into most like of the old town, and like there's this huge hill up there, and I would say it takes like an hour max to get up there, because there's like this other huge hill that we have been up to, and it took us like 30 minutes from more or less the city center. So everything is close by. You can walk everywhere. And another thing would be that we have noticed yesterday that the prices here are actually pretty good. So we have been like to grocery stores, and like in Stockholm it was as we expected, pretty expensive. And here it's as the same as like in Germany, or maybe even cheaper. So that's really a good thing. Like in regular grocery stores you can get a lot for your money, and if you're traveling on a low budget, or let's say just don't want to spend that much on food, the stores are all over the place, so good thing. Well, you probably didn't expect that, did you? So this dude, the dude that you have seen like in the background there, this is our host. And let me tell you about this place here, and also what happened like in the last few hours, the last day, since the last clip that you have seen from Edinburgh. So we just moved into our room here that we're gonna stay, and actually a lot of things happened since the last clip that you have seen from Edinburgh, from Scotland. Yeah, so we're in London. Didn't expect that, right? So you have just seen like Tower Bridge, we're here, and yeah, just yesterday there wasn't going on too much, so I didn't really film anything anymore. In the evening we took the bus, and then actually things started to go wrong, you could say. Like at first we had like this extra bag that we got at the Stewart Airport in New York, like this little bag. And you maybe know that if you're like have a new type of bag or additional like little bag or grocery bag, you often forget about it, and you always check like, oh, do I have all my luggage? Yes, I do, but this, the extra bag, you forget about it. So I had to carry the bag with all of her makeup, with our food, not important stuff, but a lot of stuff. I left it like halfway to the bus station in Edinburgh. I left the bag, and then we're like, we're at the bus is departing in like 10 minutes, and then she was like, hey, yo, where's the makeup bag? And I'm like, oh. And I didn't have like, I wasn't sure where it is, but I thought like probably left it like at this one point where we stopped, and I laid it on the ground. So like, I just basically like sprinted away. Took me like 3 minutes to get back to the place, but actually like 15 minutes walk, but I like got crazy, sprinted there, got the bag, got back. Then we got to London, and a few hours before like we actually got to the bus, we got a message from our host in London from an apartment that we booked like 3 months ago, that she has an emergency, she is not able to host us, and also there's no opportunity to hand us over the key. Barely had any feedback on her Airbnb account, so it's maybe our fault as well. I was looking for hours on the mega bus, on the bus that we took to London, for a different option to stay here, and I found it actually, and it was really inexpensive. So I thought, I've seen like a room that have been like 2 pictures, the description was like so it was okay. And now we're here, and pretty much they're like these 2 guys who are like starting to build like this hostel up here. We just moved into this room. I'm like, can we use the kitchen? And he's like, yeah, right after I'm gonna like run to the store and get the pads and everything. And he's like, like 50 minutes I'm gonna stop by and bring the TV. So he did that. We don't really need it, but whatever. The area that we're living in, seriously, like 50 minutes away from here is like the Tower Bridge is like like the real London. And down here, I actually like it, but it's very different. Check it out. So basically there's like a huge flea market going on here. People are yelling around in all kinds of languages. I think it is a Sunday thing that this market is going on here. And I would say I don't know what we're gonna do today, because like the last 3 nights were extremely exhausting. Like one night we spent in the airplane from New York to Edinburgh. Then the second night we spent in the hostel, which was extremely loud. People were partying all night right in front of a window, singing like Scottish songs or whatever types of songs. I don't know it. And the third night we spent in the bus. So you probably can imagine how we're feeling right now. Seeing here a few nice clips of London, I would like to explain what we actually have been doing here. So as I told in the beginning of the video, we left New York City, and we actually would have had a layover in Edinburgh or London, but we decided instead of having a super long flight to Southeast Asia, to Singapore, we're gonna stay a few days and actually get to enjoy this very amazing city. So overall, 4 days we were able to spend in the UK, or was it even 5? I don't really remember. But overall, in the next video we're gonna be already in Singapore. But before I'm gonna leave you and end this video, there was actually a funny story at the end of the day. So this over here is our roof in London, and I locked myself out, so check that out. This is like this door. Luckily I'm not alone. So I hope she's gonna open up at some point.